Hello everyone, Luke Forsmith here, and welcome to another Encyclopedia Dramatica reading. It is the 15th of December, so let's open up door 15 while we are here, wherever that is. There it is, straight down there. And we got another minty one, which is a bit of a rare one. So let us get and do London Stan. Basically a piss take, because the majority of Londoners, or Londoners as I like to say, is Muslims and Asians, and there's, to be fair, there's no such thing as Londoners anymore, because the foreigners has took over. It's like a plague. So London, also known as New Islamabad, is a terrifying capital of England. I have to agree with that. And the United Kingdom, considered by many to be the Detroit of Britain, which to be fair I kind of like to call Birmingham the Detroit of Britain, but there you go. With just less shootings and more stabbings, obviously. A gigantic metal pot filled to the brim with bubbling hate, heated by the great fires of modesty, of modernity and progress, while its poor, stricken inhabitants burn alive. Walk the city's sultry streets, and you will undoubtedly gaze upon some looted act of depravity or violence, like a man in a chicken suit on his stag night mugging a pensioner so he could buy a new round of drinks, or a homeless man being sick on a dog. Tall anonymous buildings puncture the skyline, packed with soulless businessmen having meetings about the next sleek way to vacuum money from the general populace wallets. Scour along London sites, and you'll find a few pathetic architectural attractions are blurred from vision due to the constant flashing of Japanese tourist cameras. To be fair, like, you do see a lot of Chinese there. Like, you hardly see any Japanese. Probably like a little bit, but not as much anymore. Look towards the more seedier areas. That constant of roughly 96% of London, and you'll find lovely people that are just too happy to remove any valuable items that you're carrying to make you feel as light as a cloud. Whilst the people actually running the whole mess spend money you put into taxes on duck moats and porn. On August 6th, the residents of London Stan has decided to have a party after an upstanding citizen was shot to death by the police. Fucking hell. I think that, yeah, that was like a recent thing, wasn't it? Because some random black guy got killed because he robbed someone at gunpoint, and people are supporting the criminal, because that's London for you. Geography. A sprawling metropolis, London is split into 5 distinct areas. They are as follows: Central, Noble Places, Chinatown, Leicester Square, Oxford Street. Central London is a tourist paradise whenever you desire boutique coffee houses, bustling markets, or high fashion. London certainly has what you're looking for, at about 400% a markup of his actual value. North, Noble Places, Harrow, Barnet, Camden. Wikipedia describes North London as being the northern part of London, England. North London is formally referred to as the Footballers' Quarter due to its classy, rich inhabitants and their mighty overlords. The borough of Hayley in North London also has the highest heroin addiction rate per capita in the country. Capital of the country. Delightful place to spend with your kids to do. A delightful place with plenty for your kids to do. If you live in North London for a bargain rate of £1 million per day for a studio shed with shared bathroom and no amenities. That is true, like their houses are absolutely shit and they want so much money for them. East. Faces of note. Home of Jack the Ripper, bombed by the Irish, has the worst affected area by the plague. Historically, the birthplace of women's rights in England, as well as a spiritual home of London prostitutes. East London has maintained its progressive duty throughout the ages, as noticed by the popular British nature documentary series EastEnders. The glamorous world of the 1950s London gangsters was centred around this area, giving the East End of London its rich history and impeccably laid patio areas. To be fair, like the East End is kind of like one of my favourites for some reason. South. The South London that you can swap a knife for a bribe, for Bible or bribe, yeah, Bible days. It is well known that anything south of the river is not truly London, but a pursued Londonite of a world where taxi prices are double and the people are Jamaican exclusively. West. No good can come of travelling to West London. It's like Mumbai. To put it simply, all of London is shit. Don't go there. It's terrible. Economy. As the culturally diverse heart of Britain, the London economy relies on many things from many people. Prostitution from Eastern Europeans, cocaine from Colombia, 41% of great fortune from an exiled member of the Nigerian royal family who has an urgent business proposal for you. Weed from a one-bedroom flat in Dagenham that is uncomfortably humid at all times. Heroin from Afghanistan. Cheap labour from everywhere but London. That's true. Like anything comes from China. Dialect. London is one of the world's most cosmopolitan cities, and this kind of bullshit is where you'll find many spoken languages here. Indian, Punjabi, Laka, more Indian, South Indian, cow praising words. Unfortunately, traditional British English isn't generally one of them, but mockery comes awfully close. That's true. It's like hardly anyone speaks speaks Cockney in London. I mean, you know it's nowadays. Here's an example of a conversation in the London dialect. Hello there, Dave, you dustbin lid. Who the fuck says that? Anyway, how would you feel if I suggest that it was that time that you acquired some Britneys? Why did you kick my dog? Well, Giles. Under normal circumstances, I absolutely would. However, unfortunately, I appear to be Baltic. Thus cannot partake. I, sir, feel aggrieved. If you do not immediately desist the vocalizations from your north and south, I may be left with little choice but to forcibly impact your cobblers with either a part of my body or a blunt object. Good day to you, sir. I am off to take my missus up the Arris. Good day. Hello to you, sir. Please to be looking. I will sell you fish and chips for 3 quids. No? Okay, how about 1 rubles, please? Translations. Dustbin lid, yid or tight-fisted glue. Britney's or Britney Spears, which rhymes with beers. Lint sometimes rhymes with skin, means paw. North and south rhymes with mouth. Cobblers orals, which rhymes with balls and testicles. Well, to be fair, cobblers is an easy one to understand. Arse, short for arse, essentially, like up your arse, like up your arse. Now, we're at the part where I have to move this wall. Look, that'll do. There you go, because there's a picture of a naked Boris Johnson. Well, I photoshopped one anyway. Tourism. Our top things to see and do. Trafalgar Square. Depending on where you go, you can either look up towards hundreds of pigeons and all of their incoherent bodily functions, or some guy will hawk and have a mad look in his eye. Some guy with a hawk. Either way, someone's about to steal your sandwich, and every statue you see is unrecognisable due to years of pigeon shit, and that all they say is civic pride is dead. Happy slapping. I've never heard of like happy slapping for ages. I remember when it was like really popular. It's basically when a kid comes up to you and slaps you and runs away. That's essentially it. Hang outside McDonald's for your happy slapping experience. Remember when you ask for a fag or some spare change, the correct answer is bollocks off, you wanker. Happy slapping will now commence thereafter, and your souvenir video can be found on YouTube one business day later. Walking tours. On any given weekend, you'll be sure to find some protest march in London. Well, to be fair, there's one every single day now, because the fucking Pally Packies are at it again, aren't they? You'll only need to do this once though, as every other protest is about getting the Jews out of Palestine, and reputation is a root of resistance. Bring on the telly, as those cute little Brit fags call it. One of over 500,000 CCTV cameras will have you under surveillance from the second you set feet into a London street until you leave. They will not, however, keep you from being assaulted by any soccer fan, chav or Bobby. Bobby means policeman, who happens to walk by and hear you say something with an accent that is not a London one. Impromptu public executions. Have you ever yearned to see a innocent Brazilian gentleman get gunned down? Come on, when's the last time you see a fucking Brazilian in London? Come on now. Brazilian gentleman gunned down whilst you catch the last train home. Then pop along to your nearest underground station for the chance to witness or even fall victim to the voracious actions of a genuine Scotland Yard Bobby. I heard him Scottish. Scotland Yard is killing people apparently. Please note, the Public Execution Victim Package adheres to the Racial Equality Act of 1998. However, regrettably, due to events beyond our control, it is unlikely that a white man will be a successful applicant to have his shit wrecked by the people who are entrusted with protecting the public. We apologise for any inconvenience caused during your visit. Football matches. London has roughly 25 football teams. It's soccer if you're American. And some fans are more enthusiastic than others. Wear an Arsenal shirt to a Tottenham home game for a real taste of friendly rivalry and the lively nature of the team fans. Lose yourself. They say to find your way around any city you must get lost, and discovering London is a great way to spend 3/4 of your vacation, with indecipherable maze of streets, lanes, roads, drives, crescents, avenues and traffic circles that go randomly hither and yon. You'll have hours of fun trying to get around from A to Z. Also, why not buy an A to Z map? Do they still make them? And tell some of the Londoners you encounter about your cool A to Z. Ride the Tube, a high adrenaline underground exploding roller coaster ride of doom. Squeeze into the middle carriage for maximum maximum contact with an Italian sexual predators. There's hardly any Italians in London as well, as it's mostly Muslims and Asians, like I said. Teen mums and trash talking gangster wannabes. Don't forget to learn the point system and the rules of the game. Spot the terrorist. Silently played with every other white person on the train, especially gripping while going through Edgware Station. Yeah, I hear Edgware is pretty shit. Visit number 10 Downing Street, the home of the current Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, a Jew faggot who quote looks like Tony Blair had a stroke. Is he talking about like Boris Johnson or Rishi Sunak? Because Rishi Sunak is the Prime Minister of today. But the only problem is we never voted for him. He just got Prime Minister by default because Boris Johnson was shit. Wannabe who lives there. They are certain BFF with their American overlords. There are only 9 even vaguely good things to do in London, and that's a stretch. Number 10 is leaving London and never coming back. Nightlife. Stumble in. Actually, I can do this. I can do that, and I can bring back the there you go. I can bring that back now. That's fine. Nightlife. Stumble into the streets of London in the dead of night and experience the rainbow selection of piss-ridden alcohol pits, just waiting to hoover up your cash and spit poison into your face. Drink yourself to death surrounded by crumbling hoarse-voiced racists and drug dealers at your local pub. He's talking about the Elephant Castle, I'm pretty sure. And you'll end the session by taking a hard-earned nap with your face in the urinal. Or perhaps you could stifle through the depths of Soho and experience some trendy clubs, smoky dense pits, places overflowing with shallow-eyed ugly young people barely on the edge of consciousness as they bob soullessly to DJ Arse Dribble's new harrowing beats. Getting around on foot, by taxi. Licensed taxi drivers are recognisable by their classic black taxis. These gents are well versed in getting around London stands complex layout. A complex layout having taken a test called the knowledge. However, they really appreciate being alerted to new routes and destinations by passengers, especially if you're eating a takeout curry in the back of their cabin at the time. When you find yourself dropped off in the middle of nowhere, you'll easily find a gypsy cab identifiable by the pungent aroma of body odour and rape, and the driver who doesn't speak English. Well, to be fair, I think they're driven by Romanians now at the minute. Unless you're lucky enough to get into a taxi that is driven in a private capability by Stephen fucking Fry. If you are, I would think you might be able to arrange an alternative payment methods. The Underground. London Underground, or more commonly the Tube, pronounced Tube, is a marvel of industrial engineering that transports roughly 3 million sexually inadequate Londoners to their low-paying jobs. Every day, the Tube is a transport nightmare, the equivalent of being stuffed headfirst into a sardine can and being sent careening down an ancient, poorly maintained tunnels, including many built under the River Thames 200 years ago, at speed that was challenge a test pilot's mantle. And train stations, or stops, themselves are claustrophobic and dilapidated, smell of urine, and usually contain violent, drunken gangs of football hooligans who will beat you senseless if you look their way. If you're super lucky, you'll experience the worrying common feat of someone falling into the tracks. In this event, it's a toss-up on whenever the electrified tracks will kill them or the speeding trains. Fucking hell. That's the thing, is like most stations in London Underground, it's either, yeah, it does smell of piss, I must admit that, or you'll see rats, loads of fucking rats. It's like New York, and I've never been to New York before, so yeah. Most stops will come over the obligatory busker, an underground drug addict sponsored by the government, who you'll have to pay to stop your ears bleeding, whilst wandering aimlessly in the creepy, poorly labelled tunnels that could lead absolutely nowhere. However, since Transport and General Workers Union are prone to strike on super important issues, such as an extra 30 seconds for their tea break, because sounds just about it, you may as well forget about going anywhere by tube and take an evening or weekend. On an evening or weekend. Another little known fact is our iconic tube map showing at all stations and trains is actually a picture of a plate of spaghetti. Thus, it's CD's wise opinion that you should probably take a gap. That's the thing, is like the London Underground map is absolutely fucking confusing. It bothers the hell out of me. I can understand it now. It's just like they added more to it. It's like the Elizabeth line that they newly added. It's like, really? You got to remember that now. The big red London bus. Most buses are fitted with CCTV like the rest of London, and screens showing their live feed that you can watch. That's true. And that's not London though, that's not just London, that's other buses as well do that. You can watch yourself while you're being blown up and stabbed. Fucking hell. During the day, London buses are populated by benefit claimants and the hooded youths play music through the speakers on their phones. If you have the misfortune of catching a night bus, you'll see drunken white people shouting, fighting and vomiting on each other. That is true, that is definitely true. Driving yourself. Whilst driving in London, please be aware of the following. Congestion charge. Call a number, pay £9, 150 in American money. No, it's not, it's like $20. To sit in traffic, be late, go home, repeat. There is no use bitching, that's the way it works. That is true, that's the way it fucking works. Bendy buses, yeah, I'm not going to read that because it's crossed out. Bendy buses has been removed. Thank fuck, I hate bendy buses. Bicycle riders, they constantly die in London, and it's always the driver's fault. Yeah, that's true. Like it's never the cyclist's fault, isn't it? It's always like the driver that they crashed into's fault. Never ending roundabouts. Some say they don't exist. Then how would we know otherwise? 1 mile per hour speed limit. This is a blanket speed limit around London, and breaking it is fatal. That's things like you're in traffic constantly. You're in traffic. Terrorism. Let's quickly scroll up because there's a nudie woman there, but hopefully the screen's too small, it can't see it. Omar Baki Mohammed, whose daughter is a pole dancer and a rumoured prostitute, arrived in the UK as an asylum seeker, but chose, rather getting along with fellow Brits, to create a social group in which they would discuss improvements and events that would benefit the country that so kindly allowed them to live amongst its true citizens. The social club, named Al Mahogany, was banned, and Omar, or Trevor as he prefers to be called, is deported and settled in Lebanon. Unfortunately, genuine religious extremists made Trevor uncomfortable, so he got to his knees and took one from the British government in exchange for being allowed to come home and live with his ugly wives. That's the thing. We give so many handouts for these like immigrants and like these foreigners. There's like Muslims that shouldn't even be here because they come here illegally. We give them more benefits than we give ourselves. It's ridiculous. Abu Hamza, gimpy-eyed nutter with the hooks. There we are. That's easier. as he became known for losing both hands and an eye in Afghanistan, preaches jihad from a London mosque. This obviously makes him more qualified as a role as a villain. Shoe bomber Richard Field, who invented you having to take off your shoes and put them in a plastic tray at the airport for the rest of your life. Really? Is that why? Because someone had a bomb in their shoe and that's why we got to put them in trays? I need to lock that up when I got time. Like, it isn't stressful enough travelling anywhere in a giant metal petrol-filled coffin. Now, I'm definitely going to lock that up, because I know that, because the last few times when I've flown this year, I had to take my shoes off and go through the scanner, but yeah. The events. There has been 25 major instances of terrorism in the past 28 years. One of which involved a lone gunman firing a bazooka into the MI5 building in 2005. I didn't know that. He broke a window. Okay. The underground is despised so much that even people who don't live in it, London, hate it so intensely that they travel in hundreds of miles away to blow it up. That was 7/7. That was horrible. That was 2005 as well. I wonder if that had anything to do with the MI5 thing. The 4 soldiers of Allah who perpetrated the bombings, Muhammad and these and some black guy, and Hussein, because Muslim names I can't fucking pronounce, were all disillusioned young homosexual Muslim males who committed an act of unbearable violence, reportedly in joint protest against the Iraq War, and the announcement that 2 flares would be going up by almost 40 pence. Yeah, I highly doubt they bombed the underground over a price hike. The beheading of a soldier walking down the street, that was horrible. Wasn't that Lee Rigby? I think that might be him. And you know what the worst part is? We're still paying for his killer in prison. He's living a life of luxury and Lee Rigby's dead. The Jews did 9/11. I'm not just saying it, it says it right here. An eyewitness naturally posted a book claiming that the entire bombing episode was staged but as an accidental release sex tape for the 4th bomb. What the fuck? What are you on about, mate? By Daniel Abumdak. Claims that during the 9/11 the government was doing a training exercise in the same building, the same time that a real terrorist attack happened, and the entire event was carefully staged to force the country to welcome infringements of their privacy in the name of protection to rush a government ID card legislation. This, of course, is bullshit and purely a cynical attempt to cash in some misery. Real people. The people of note, real people. The Queen, God bless her. The other Queen, Stephen fucking Fry. He's not a Queen, come on now. Boris Johnson, lol mayor, what the fuck, he's not anymore, he's a foreign secretary. Sadiq Khan, low mayor, you fucking useless cunt of a mayor, in other words. Margaret Thatcher, Gordon Brown, David Cameron, they're all in fact, like, David Cameron has been rehired as, I think, another secretary, I'm not quite sure. Posh Spice, gone to Bel Air. Guy Fawkes, Doctor Who, Sherlock, Harry Potter, Pete Doherty and Amy Winehouse overdosed. Did Pete Doherty die? I didn't know that. Jack the Ripper, Lily Allen, also gone to Bel Air. Mary Poppins, Ainsley Hogan Wallace, Paddington Bear, EastEnders, which is a shit show. Something, the infamous doppelganger of Hampstead Heath, and Max Gogatti, Decisive Idiots, David Mudkips, Old Dirty Bard, Elvis, Snarly, See also, Six Bomb, UK Loot Fest 2011, I think that's when we had another fucking riot. London 2012, Clav, that's England, Europe, Packy, yep, that's the same phrase on here. You got to note, like, the phrase Packy is basically slang for like Muslim or Asian or South Indian, I believe. Keep calm and carry on, which is a famous UK quote used since the war. You what, mate? A royal family in the United Kingdom. External links over 1 million CCTV cameras in London. Murdering fags in London can only get you 2 years in prison in before riots. Yeah, 2 years in a nice cell that's paid by the taxpayers. Okay, so Commonwealth, blah blah blah, Pride of Britain, all that. London is a part of a series on holding the line the British. Oh, yes. So, done this all in under 30 minutes. I wasn't expecting that. I hope you enjoyed this video. Yeah, I must agree, London was a lot better than what it is now. London is not London anymore. It's a bit shit. That's why I don't really go to it unless I really need to go to it for some reason. But yeah, anyway, this has been it, the article of London. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Up there is the information if you want to help support the channel. See you guys next time.